I want to hear it from you, like man to man, that you're willing to sacrifice for her.
I love her. I want to take care of her. Like, I bought her a new car. Oh, yeah.
I'll be watching you, of course.
Excuse me one second, I'm gonna go use the potty.
That's right, the biggest cringe couple that we love to hate is back at it. It's time for more Big Ed, 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After reactions with Grim, and this one's uncomfortable. Pretty much everybody cries as Big Ed meets one of Liz's best childhood friends. Without any further ado though, make sure you drop a like if you enjoy these videos, and let's get right on into it, shall we?
How you doing?
Ed went to talk to Rich, and I don't know what to expect. Well, you're kissing me, so you're not breaking up with me.
So Ed is getting back from his discussion that he had with his best buddy Rich. As we know in the last episode, in case you missed that one, make sure you go watch it right now. They had a bit of a fight, or a tussle I should say, and it's looking like the besties are breaking up. I mean, Ed and Rich were best friends their entire lives, and now they're throwing that away all because he wanted to get back with Liz and get engaged within a week, like some sort of midlife crisis having madman. But yeah, Liz is nervous because anytime Rich has been involved in their relationship, it has led to them being broken up. Like I said in that last video, I believe they've broken up over 8 times over text, and almost every single time in the most middle school way ever, Ed broke up with Liz. He had his best buddy Rich be the one to compose and send the text. Really weird vibes. Anyways, let's see how that meeting went in Ed's eyes.
I am super nervous to talk to Ed. Not that I don't think we're very strong in our relationship right now. Every time he's always hung out with Rich, he always broke up with me.
Dude, okay, does Big Ed just have a way of like changing people's lives for the worse? Because I'm sorry, but Liz seems like a shell of the person that she was at the start of this show, especially when it comes to just independence. The amount of codependence these two have is insane, and it is on par or on brand for a relationship like this that I call a high school level relationship. Literally, just the way she stared at the camera after saying that, she looked so terrified that he's gonna break up with her for the 1000th time and her life's gonna be over if they're not together.
I've never seen him that unhinged. He doesn't want us together, but I called him out on his relationship with my mom.
And Ed brings up the relationship that Rich has with his mom. I really don't understand where he's so or why he's so angry about it, because I don't know. The dude's trying to get through to you. He thinks you're making a terrible life decision. I already went over my thoughts on this in the last video, but it's so funny how he's framing this. He's like, Liz, I've never seen him so unhinged is the only word I can think of. Like, dude, unhinged is not a good word. The man was animated, maybe you could say that. He was livid in that fight because he thinks his best friend is throwing his life away for some TV show and clout, and like a terrible relationship that's just gonna worsen his mental health.
Okay, but do you want him in your life?
You're my priority.
For me right now, I'm not okay with him.
And Liz is literally drawing the line, being like, dude, he's not going to be in our life. Obviously, if your significant other has a best friend that's also trying to break you up 24/7 and has been the person to write up those breakup texts that you've had, 10 times over in the past year, I'd be a little bit nervous too. But this is also a sign of just how many red flags there are in their relationship, dude. I'm no relationship pro, but usually in relationships where everybody just kind of gets pushed away is a little bit scary, all right? I understand wanting to have your own vibe with your person you're in a relationship with, but usually when it comes to friends, even like trying to drive them away from that is just red flag.
Anytime Ed and I would try to talk about something, it was always, well, Rich said this, or Rich thinks this. Got to the point where I'm like, am I dating you or am I dating Rich?
And I mean, the way Liz talks about Ed, it seems like she doesn't even have the best view of him in her head. She sees him as the most manipulative, easy to mold mentally type guy. And all right, he's not Kanye West. He can't be fooled into wasting all his money on some dying social media platform. All right, this man's a grown man. Ed is like 60 years old or whatever it is, and he could think for himself. Yes, Rich probably does influence him, but I think also a lot of the things that Rich has been saying about their relationship is true, and I think deep down Ed knows that, and that's also why he's probably listened to him a bit more than Liz would like for him to have in the past.
I only want your acceptance, your daughter's acceptance, and Leon's.
So Ed says this, Leon is their new dog, replacing Teddy, R.I.P. He will live on forever in our hearts. I get sad every time I think of Teddy, so we just got to move on. Voice is cracking already thinking about it. Anyways, yeah, so they lay in bed. Now we're going to cut forward to a moment where Ed actually meets Liz's childhood best friend, and it's shocking at this point that they have not met, considering these people are engaged. They're on their 9th or 10th of their relationship, or whatever the hell number it might be, and you still haven't met her best friend. I know he might like live far away or something. I don't know the case, but I'm assuming this person is going to seriously be interrogating Ed here, because I would be like, why are you breaking up with my friend 9 times over text and having your friend send the text like some sort of 8th grader? That is just weird vibes, especially when you're like 70 years old. I love how every time I say Ed's name in this series, I'm just gonna say an older number, and we're just gonna rock with it, all right?
Hey!
Our relationship hasn't always been smooth sailing for us.
Dude, why is this scene so comedic right here? Dude, oh my God. I don't know what it is with the sweaters. Ed, you have been on a sweater wave. I gotta say, I'm loving it. It is couture. And the way he's standing here so awkwardly, I don't know if he has like an angry grin right now, seeing Liz hug her best friend so hard. You know, this is clearly a type of friendship that is just lifelong friendship. They're not interested in each other, but I still feel Ed has that possessive weirdness about him and the insecurities where he's just like, I mean, look at that hand. This man is gripping right now while watching his soon-to-be wife hug her best friend. He's literally the Arnold meme.
It depends on how well your charm and humor works.
I just hope I don't have to body slam him. I'm just kidding.
The way they hung on that shot, dude. I think that was some serious honesty coming out of Ed. And then he dropped one of his infamous, I'm just kidding, just kidding. You know, he is a big proponent of the just kidding move, but I think that's when he speaks his mind without thinking, and then his brain catches up and he's like, wait, that wasn't appropriate to say. I shouldn't try to body slam her best friend, especially if he's, you know, asking me legit questions about our relationship that any person would ask when they hear about our history and realize how tumultuous our relationship's been in the short time we've known each other. But yeah, I think I'm gonna body slam him. Just kidding. Like, come on, Ed. You ain't no wrestler, although I would love to see that. If this season doesn't end up doing as good for TLC, please can we get some Big Ed WWE arc going? Thank you.
Liz, tell me a little bit about you. My dad was in the Air Force.
Also, I was in the Marine Corps.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And first interaction here, Ed is fumbling the bag. I know this is probably slightly edited to make it seem a little bit more awkward than it is, but dude, you gotta at least remember what branch of the military this dude's in. Liz probably told him a few solid facts that he could go on in terms of, like, you know, topics for their conversation, and he's just missing the mark already.
So, Semper Fi, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean, Semper Fi?
Always faithful.
Always faithful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ed's like, oh, okay. I don't know if I've, you know, been Semper Fi with Liz our whole relationship, if you get my drift. Like, come on, dude. This conversation is so freaking awkward. It makes me want to jump out of my own skin. Truly. I hate that I feel these moments, like, through the TV so much.
We just clicked so much in so many levels. I've seen Liz through a lot of bad relationships, so I definitely want to see her be happy again.
So yeah, like I said, they've been best friends for 14 years. This is a special type of friendship where this guy knows Liz, the true Liz, you know, before all this TV show drama, before this whole arc of her dating Ed. So he's also probably seen some pretty bad situations she's been in terms of relationships. Everybody has a past like that, and he doesn't want to see this happen again. So I'm ready for this dude to be straight up interrogating Ed. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the real questions.
This, getting back together, what does make this different?
To be honest, I love her. I want to take care of her. Like, I bought her a new car. Oh, yeah.
God, this guy, his speech, literally, if this was Skyrim, his speech skill would be at a 0 hard lock. You literally can't even mod the game when you have a big Ed save file to even get one skill in the speech skill tree, all right? This man does not know how to navigate his way around a single question or social interaction. Like, oh my God. This dude asks, what's gonna be different? Because I'm sure he's heard, again, how much they've broken up. What makes this time different? And why are you so sure this engagement and this marriage is gonna work out? And his answer is, well, I love her and I want to take care of her. Oh, I bought her a car. Like, yeah, materialistic answer is just the best choice to go with there, dude. If this was a Walking Dead, like, Telltale game, this guy would remember it. I forget his name, but the little pop-up would come up in the corner saying, yeah, they're gonna freaking remember that.
I want to hear it from you, like man to man, that you're willing to sacrifice for her.
100%. I make her frustrated, but I'm gonna fight for her.
All right, I'll give it to Ed. That was a pretty solid answer to that question. It's getting intense for sure. This man's like, dude, all right, man to man, meaning if you break this vow, I do get to whoop your butt. That's just how the guy code goes, all right? This is like accepting a duel in the old Wild West days. Do you promise you're not gonna mess up again? And Ed seems to be sincere here. Again, he's been going through a little bit of therapy, and I think this man has had some personal growth. I still can't chalk it up to full, you know, completed arc of him becoming a better man yet. He's got a long way to go, but he does seem to be on the right track at times.
Excuse me one second, I'm gonna go use the potty. I gotta go potty. She hates when I say that.
I hate when I'm like, let's use
"Baby, I gotta
big
go
words.
pee-pee."
I hate this show. I hate this show, but I love it. I hate this show, but I love it. That's all I can say, dude. Like, what the hell is going on in front of my eyes right now? This grown man, this grown 74-year-old man just said, I gotta go pee-pee. Dude, just go. Take your ass to the bathroom then. You don't have to say anything like that. But now it looks like Liz and her bestie are gonna get some time alone. Let's see if they get into the nitty-gritty here.
Well, I've never been happy the way that I'm happy now.
Good.
And he's made me grow, actually, too.
Right.
Okay, I know these are probably happy tears, but it's just kind of odd timing that Liz is saying this stuff to her best friend. Like, yeah, he's the one who's grown more than me. We're actually super in love. I'm super happy as she's starting to tear up. Like, is this just the lies being unable to be fully told by her, or is she just crying happy tears? I'm a little bit confused, but it's very sudden burst of crying here as she's thinking of how much she, quote, loves Ed.
I didn't expect to love him as much as I felt for him.
Yeah.
So that breakup was rough.
Okay, and now she's really starting to cry as she's talking about their biggest, most rough breakup that they had. And I'm just thinking these are actual tears coming from a place of sadness, of her realizing how rocky their freaking relationship has been and how much damage this man Ed has done to her. I'm guessing this man is a master manipulator. I mean, it just comes with age, first of all. But then, you know, his personality type. He seems like the type of dude that would be very manipulative and just destroying to your soul if you're in a long-term relationship with him. And I think we're seeing the effects right here. Liz is straight up bawling at this dinner table, or I shouldn't even say dinner table, lunch table in the middle of the day, thinking of how rough their relationship was. That's not a good sign.
I'm glad I finally met you.
Yeah, likewise. But she means a great deal. So I want her to have stability for the rest of her life.
Okay, and Ed gets back from the freaking bathroom. All of a sudden, they're done with the lunch. Apparently, he was just crapping his brains out the entire time they were having this heart-to-heart conversation at the end here. But now it looks like Ed has tears welling up in his eyes. I am so confused. Were they chopping actual onions in front of them here? Why is everybody starting to cry?
I do like what I've heard so far today and how far you've come.
Thank you.
I'll be watching you, of course.
This is like a straight up movie, dude. The way that could have just not been written any better. This man is, he's a good best friend. You could tell he's kind of approving of Ed. You got to give someone credit when they have been making strides to change themselves. I'm sure it hasn't been, you know, the best progress overall. There might be ups and downs, but Ed is trying to change himself. So he's giving him that, but he's saying, dude, also, I'm like her big brother at this point. I'm going to be watching you like a hawk. Don't break her heart again. And I think all of us can agree to that. We don't really agree with Liz getting in this relationship in the first place, at least most of us, but we also don't want to see somebody just get their heart broken for no reason. So hopefully this isn't some foreshadowing. That's all I'm going to say, TLC. If you guys are trying to set us up for some real heartbreaking stuff later on, that's just going to take away the fun of the show, all right? We just want to see the cringe moments. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end off this one. We got another episode coming out later this week. It's actually going to be only in a couple days for you guys, where Big Ed and Liz have a pretty big fight, it looks like. Let me know what you thought of this conversation slash just overall hilarious scene in many ways. I still can't believe that everybody just started crying out of nowhere. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys for checking out the Patreon and considering supporting over there. Should have a new video up this week as well. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.